Well, a very pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Walt Price Fitness Center on the campus of Everett Community College in Everett, Washington. 2008 MWAC Women's Basketball is on the air. We have another quarterfinal matchup between Lower Columbia and Bellevue. Apologies for coming in a little bit late, but the first quarterfinal was a doozy. It ended up not being a close game, but a lot of activity, some injuries, and physical play as Umpqua defeated Columbia Basin 93-66. So Umpqua is our first team among the Final Four. My name is Mike Tatko. Glad you're with us for the second quarterfinal between Lower Columbia from Longview, Washington, and Bellevue from Bellevue, Washington. Lower Columbia comes in 23-8, coached by Chad Metters. They won yesterday over North Idaho 84-63. Mel Stubblefield coaches Bellevue. The Bulldogs are 21-8. They defeated Mount Hood 61-57 in yesterday's action. These teams met once before, and it was Bellevue defeating Lower Columbia 69-61 back on November 18th. But a lot has changed since then. Lower Columbia sustained some injuries. The teams have both improved, and Bellevue is coming into this game as the top seed from the northern region. Lower Columbia from the western region is the second seed. Let's take you through the starting lineups. Lower Columbia is the visitors. Kenya Lorton will be one of the starters for Lower Columbia, a 5'8 freshman guard from Adna, Washington. Shanae Dotson, also a 5'11 guard from Adna. Madison Cruz is a 5'8 sophomore from Centralia. Dotson, I should say, is also a sophomore. Haley Niles is a 6'4 sophomore from North Thurston in Olympia. And Sharita Doherty is a 5'9 sophomore from Vancouver, Washington, played at Prairie High School. That's the starting lineup for Lower Columbia. For Bellevue, Sierra Cole, sophomore 5'8 guard from Bothell, Washington. Casson Hopkins is a 5'9 sophomore guard from Connell, Washington. Molly Dixon, sophomore 5'8 from Bishop Blanchette High School in Seattle. Melinda Akoto, sophomore 6 feet from Bothell. And Brenda Akoto, 6 feet sophomore from Bothell, coached by Mel Stubblefield. Underway, and from left to right go the red-clad Lower Columbia Red Devils, and Bellevue is in the white, and the first possession ends in a turnover to the Bulldogs, who will go from right to left. Glad you're with us here as we bring you the second quarterfinal. We have two more coming your way this evening. Everett and Big Bend will play next, and then Walla Walla and Lane will cap it out. We'll have men's action all day tomorrow and some on Sunday, and then the women's Final Four here next Saturday and the championship next Sunday. So still a lot of NWAC basketball to be played as Cole fires a three, banks it home. Sierra Cole. So right off the bat, we have our first basket. It belongs to the Bulldogs, and they lead 3-0. What a game last night for this Lower Columbia team. They routed North Idaho 84-63. Bellevue had to grind it out to defeat the Mount Hood Saints 61-57. Lower Columbia won by 21, 84-63 over North Idaho. Hopkins on the right wing. And there's Akoto. That one is up and not good. That's Melinda Akoto. Brenda Akoto is 25 in the white, and Melinda 22 as you watch it along with me here from the Walt Price Fitness Center at Everett Community College, home of the Trojans. They're playing the next game, and the Everett men will be in action as well, as the long jumper not good that time by Haley Niles. The Everett men will play tomorrow at 8 against Chemeketa. That will be the 7th of 8 games. A steal, and Madison Cruz lays it up and in. The first basket for Lower Columbia, and it's 3-2. Right side, Hopkins. There's the post-to-post, Akoto to Akoto, and it is Brenda who gets it. The assist to Melinda, and it's 5-2. Sharita Doherty going to try to tie it up. It's off the iron, no good, but the rebound pulled down by Dotson. And they'll reset. And driving is Cruz. That one would not go. Lower Columbia wore white yesterday against North Idaho, who wore cardinal to match their mascot of the Cardinals. But now Lower Columbia has switched to the red, the visiting team jerseys, as Brenda Akoto makes a move. Good defense by Niles. The shot is not good, and rebound. Here comes Doherty. Bellevue still in the white because they were the higher seed. Here's the three. It's off the iron, and Bellevue gets it back. We've played 3 minutes. It's 5-2. Cole. And into the deep corner to Dixon. We always have teams or players from the teams at halftime from the forthcoming game. We had Brenda Akoto and Molly Dixon from Bellevue, and we had Kenya Lorton from Lower Columbia. There's a travel by the Red Devils. We also had Nishani Wheeler, and all 4 young ladies were very happy with their first round win yesterday, but very much looking forward to this one. A berth among the final 4 teams in the NWAC. And Brenda Akoto from the left baseline, it's not good. Rebound by Melinda Akoto, leaves it off for Dixon. That wouldn't go. Brenda Akoto couldn't get it to go, but she got fouled. So 3 chances, and they finally get the foul. The first foul of the game. And it's called on Kenya Lorton. Last year, Bellevue won their opener against Centralia 52-48, so they were in this game. As Brenda Akoto makes the basket to make it 6-2, and there is Nishani Wheeler into the game for the first time for Lower Columbia and Coach Chad Metters. Bellevue then fell to eventual champion Spokane, 76-62. Akoto hits them both. She has 4, and it's 7-2 Bellevue. Lower Columbia also won its opener, defeating Everett 66-56. They fell then to Walla Walla 63-57. Wheeler comes in right off the bench and gets a basket, and it's 7-4 in favor of the Bulldogs. Akoto driving on Wheeler, had it blocked. I'm not sure if it was Wheeler or Doherty who got it, but they combined for the blocked shot, and now Doherty in the key, leaving it out for Lorton, and a 3 to tie. It's off the iron, but an offensive rebound. Good crowd on hand. There have been good crowds both yesterday and today on both sides of the gym. I know you can't see the folks below us on this side, but a lot of the applause coming right down below me as we watch this from the running track up here at the Walt Price Fitness Center. And the foul on Bellevue's Molly Dixon, her first and the first team foul, and it will be Lorton going to the free throw line. And the first one rolls off. Kenya had 10 yesterday. She was one of 5 Red Devils in double figures in the win over North Idaho. She gets the second one to make it 7-5. And Shanae Dotson is back. So a brief respite for Shanae Dotson. And there's Cole into Brenda Akoto. Back to Casson Hopkins, who ended up with 11 yesterday, had some big threes. She launches one there, and she knocks it down. It barely even looked like it went through, as that one was in there, and it's 10-5. At halftime here today, we'll hopefully hear from folks from Big Bend and Everett. What a Cinderella story Big Bend is, sneaking in as the 4th seed from the East, winning on the last day to qualify. And Everett, of course, under longtime coach Chet Hovde, who I can see across the way in the tunnel, has maybe his best team ever. Turnaround jumper by Melinda Akoto is a little bit too hard, and the Red Devils down 5. Dotson into the corner to Niles. That's overshot. Lower Columbia had a lot of success with some threes yesterday, and building a lead against North Idaho that the Cardinals could not come back from. Melinda Akoto kicks it out, and Molly Dixon fires a deep three from the top of the circle. And 3 3-point baskets in the early going for the Bulldogs, and they lead it by 8. Umpqua has already won. They'll be joined by 3 others for semifinals next Saturday at 6 and at 8, as the men will play first next weekend. Last year, the women played the first 2 semifinals, then the men did. And then the title games were women and men. This year, it's the other way around. The men will play the first semifinals, and then the women. And then the title game will be men at 2:30 and women at 5:15. You saw the miss by Dotson, and at the other end, Melinda Okoto has her shot blocked. And so here come the Red Devils. And a runner by Cruz falls. 4 for Cruz, and it's 13-7 with 3 minutes remaining in the first period. Brenda Akoto driving on Wheeler. It rolls around and falls in. She has 6, and it's back to an 8-point lead. And Wheeler from the free throw line. That one wouldn't go. It hits the out-of-bounds line. And there's a timeout on the court here at Everett. Our score, Bellevue 15, Lower Columbia 7. We're back after this timeout.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Fans, be sure to check out the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also, visit nwacsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more. 2:25 remains here in the first quarter of quarterfinal number 2. The winner gets Umpqua at 6 o'clock next Saturday, March 17th. The loser goes home. Bellevue 21-8, Lower Columbia 23-8. And the Bulldogs have the basketball. Casson Hopkins will hand it off to Cole, and they'll run the offense. It's a trapping defense by Lower Columbia. They nearly cause a turnover, but the Bulldogs. And now with just 7 seconds left on the shot clock, a foul is called. Second on Lower Columbia, Haley Niles first. Because of injuries, Coach Chad Metters only has 8. And it's the same with Bellevue. They only have 8 too. In fact, it looks like Coach Metters only has 7. Actually 2 on the bench and 1 at the scorers table. Coach Stubblefield has 3, actually 4 on his bench. So not a lot of kids available today for either. And Bellevue unable to score on that possession, so it goes back to the Red Devils, who are on the attack now. And that's knocked out of bounds, and they will retain possession. And Wheeler with the Three-pointer that comes up short, and Bellevue with another opportunity to get a double-digit lead if they can get a basket here. Hopkins into Akoto with the left and got fouled, I think, by Wheeler. And that's her first. And that'll be the third Lower Columbia foul. And it will be Brenda Akoto, who's already 2 for 2 today. She'll have a pair. Chance to make it 17-7 if she can hit both. She's hit 2 already, and now she's 3 for 3, and she has 7 points. 46 points in the game just concluded for Dejanay Powell from Umpqua, and she was rivaled by Alexis Castro from Columbia Basin, who ended up with 35. So quite the battle between those two. As the second free throw good by Akoto at 17-7. Bottom line is Umpqua had more help for Powell than CBC did for Castro. Final score was 93-66. Doherty missed, and Bellevue with the rebound and a 10-point lead with 1 minute to go in the quarter. Dixon to Brenda Akoto, and that one was blocked. And a steal, and back to Akoto, and it's blocked again out of bounds, and Brenda is looking for a foul and not going to get it. The steal was by Jory Lambert, who was into the basketball game for Coach Mel Stubblefield. Brenda Akoto, frustrated, thought that she was fouled, and there's Lambert going to muscle her way in, but kicks it out to Hopkins for the three from the right corner, in and out, no good, but Lambert got it back, and she got fouled. So while Akoto went up twice, begged for a foul, didn't get it, Lambert goes up and does indeed get the foul, and it's on Niles, and that's her second. And the fourth foul on Lower Columbia with 43 seconds remaining here in the quarter. It's 17-7. And the offering is a little bit hard for Lambert. And Niles, I think, is going to have to sit down. They will sit Haley Niles with those 2 fouls. Lambert, a 62% free throw shooter. And she missed both of these, and now Lower Columbia down 10. Cruz driving on Dixon. Takes baseline. There's a collision, and they call a foul on Cruz. An offensive foul on Madison Cruz. And that's the 5th foul on Lower Columbia. Cruz has 1. Niles has 2. Lorton 1, and Wheeler 1. So full court pressure by the Red Devils, which is what they want to do, but they may have to temper that a bit with the foul trouble they're strictly getting into here. 20 seconds remain in our quarter. Hopkins out front to Dixon. They'll reset now. 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Molly has it. Brenda Akoto, free throw line jumper, no good, and it's pulled down by Doherty. Final 5 seconds. Doherty running up the court. And she lays it in at the buzzer. Sharita Doherty gets the final basket of the buzzer, and after 1, it's Lower Columbia trailing Bellevue by a score of 17-9.
Know you're more. More than a number. More than living paycheck to paycheck. You're a multitasking life engineer, full of experience. That's why you belong here, where you'll find more one-on-one attention from faculty, with programs that can lead to in-demand jobs, and the support you need to get where you want to go, all at an affordable price. Get started now. Edmonds Community College, EDCC.
$17-9 our score as we return. And it's EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every year? The answer at EVCC, faculty know your name and care about your future. Register now for spring classes at Everett CC. Mike Tatko back with you from the Walt Price Fitness Center on the campus of Everett Community College. And the turnover on the first possession of the second quarter for Bellevue, leading 17-9. Sharita Doherty, that's the young lady with the ball right now. She made a basket at the buzzer to get it to an 8-point deficit, but a misfire that time. Nina Bailey into the basketball game for Lower Columbia, wearing number 5. 5 on the white is Casson Hopkins, and she hands it off to Dixon, and the Bulldogs set their offense. Good defense, and now finally a foul, and again late in the shot clock, a Lower Columbia foul on Dodson. It's her first and the first team. A little bit earlier, there were 7 seconds left on the shot clock when they committed a foul. This time there were 5. So they've played good defense, but they cannot seem to sustain without fouling, at least on a couple of occasions. You'll see some men's teams begin to roll in as they begin play tomorrow at 8 a.m. and Brenda Akoto, another free throw line jumper. She has 10, and she's the difference right now, folks. It's 19-9 as we have played 1 minute. And Doherty knocks it down from 3. 5 for Sharita, and it's a 7-point difference. And again, the Red Devils want to pressure. Dixon. And it's a steal. Pass attempted. Intended for Lambert, taken away. Down court it goes to Doherty. She's alone underneath. She gets hit hard on the arm by Brenda Akoto, who helps her up. And Doherty will have a pair. And the foul is called on Hopkins. Her first and the second team foul. And Coach Stubblefield will get a couple new Bulldogs into the basketball game after this first free throw by Doherty. She'll be shooting 2. Too hard, and Melinda Akoto will replace Lambert, and Sydney Schultz will replace Hopkins. Doherty's second free throw is true. She has 6, and it's back to a 6-point lead, and Nashani Wheeler is back, and Doherty will get a little bit of a break here. Coach Metters and Coach Stubblefield both need to run them in and out and need to keep them fresh because a lot of trapping defense and a lot of activity here. And again, these teams are not very deep with the injuries. Cole on offense drives and kicks from 12, no good, but Akoto is there to yank it down and score it. She has 12 of the 21. The other 9 are on 3 3-point field goals. One by Cole, one by Hopkins, and one by Dixon. But Akoto really the difference. 12 points for her in an 8-point deficit. Now Melinda Akoto driving on Wheeler, and they're going to call her for a travel. .52 to go. Wheeler on the inside, a little bit too hard. Good defense by Akoto. And a travel in the backcourt by Sydney Schultz. So back to Lower Columbia. The winner gets Umpqua Saturday at 6. The loser is done for the year. Our next quarterfinal is Everett and Big Bend, scheduled for 6. And then Walla Walla and Lane scheduled for 8, but need to alert you that we started this about 15 minutes late. So bear with us. We'll be on time as soon as we can be, if we can be. Driving and laying it up and not good that time was Dotson. Those are shots that fell yesterday for the Red Devils. Cole into Akoto. Kicks it back. There's Dixon. In and out, no good. That one rimmed. And a long down court pass, and Dotson missed the lay-in. She got hit, but potentially after, and she's slow to get up. But here's Cole at the other end. Good. Sierra Cole has 2 3-point baskets, and it's 24-13 Bellevue. Wheeler kicks it, and Cruz will fire a 3. Banked it home, and Madison Cruz has 7. 8-point lead, 6.5 to go before half. And Dixon got free underneath and laid it in. Doherty drives past Dixon and then kicks it to Dotson, who goes past Melinda Okoto and then kicks it back to Doherty. Sharita, a runner, missed it, got her own rebound, puts it back up and in. Athletic play by Doherty. She has 8 points in the game, and it's an 8-point lead for the Bulldogs. Again, Lower Columbia trapping, pressure, defense out front, poked away into the backcourt, but that's okay. It's poked away again by Cruz. And now Cole open for another 3. Good again. Sierra Cole has 9, and it's 29-18, an 11-point lead for Bellevue. Driving and missing that time was Lorton, and Brenda Okoto will yank it down and hand it off to Molly Dixon. Brenda Okoto from 18 off the iron that time, but an offensive rebound by Cole. Back to Okoto, cutting through the key, and she's tied up by Wheeler, and the held ball goes to the Red Devils. And there's a timeout on the court here with 4:49 to go in the half. It's 29 for Bellevue and 18 for Lower Columbia.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I'm Danny Horton, and I'm an STCU member. The windstorm of 2015, who doesn't remember that? Had no power, were the heaters, the horse trough was a 600-pound block of ice. STCU stepped up. I went straight down. I got the loan I needed. If it hadn't been for STCU and the ability to provide everything I needed, where would I have been? I'm Danny Horton, and STCU is here for good.
Well, fans, Spokane Teachers Credit Union congratulates the athletes, coaches, and fans enjoying today's matches. As a financial cooperative founded by teachers, we salute your efforts on the court and in the classroom. Students, workers, and residents of Washington are invited to join our not-for-profit credit union, STCU. Back to the basketball game from Everett Community College. And speaking of Everett, they'll face off with Big Bend in the next battle. But right now, it's Bellevue leading Lower Columbia, and a 3 put up by Cruz. That's a little bit too far, and Bellevue now with the possession. Casson Hopkins back in the basketball game for the Bulldogs. And Cole driving baseline, kicking it out. Dixon Can't get the three out, so she drives and she kicks to Brenda Akoto. 10-footer from the left baseline rolled off, and it's rebounded by Nina Bailey from Lower Columbia. Open is Dotson, and no good, but a good rebound in there by Lorton, but it's lost underneath. And it goes back to Bellevue, 3:45 to go. And Dixon drives and kicks to Hopkins. That one's off the back iron, but Casson is there for her own rebound, lays it up, and good. 5 for Hopkins, and it's 31-18. Bellevue starting to put a little space between itself and the Lower Columbia Red Devils. Dotson drives, and a blocking foul called on Cole. It'll be her first, and the first Bellevue foul of the half. And Shanae Dotson will have a couple of free throws here. Trying to cut into this Bulldog lead. The first one is up and no good. 2 of 5 from the line for Lower Columbia. And now 2 of 6. And a foul on who? Is that going to be on Nina Bailey? It is. Her first and the second team foul. So pretty cleanly played second quarter with 2:54 to go. Only 2 fouls aside in this quarter. 13-point Bellevue lead. Hopkins open for 3. Instead, she goes past her defender, spins, going to put it up, no good. And Akoto is there for the rebound. It's the same shot clock because Hopkins' shot didn't hit the rim. So now it's down to 9, and Casson fires and hits a 3. 8 points for Hopkins. It's 34-18. Nearly a steal by Akoto. It is a steal. Brenda Akoto will go in uncontested and lay it in. And a timeout by Lower Columbia. They've doubled them. 36-18 is our score from Everett. We're back after this timeout.
I'm Deborah Jackson. I work at STCU. During the windstorm of 2015, we were expecting that members would need any number of things. I was talking with a colleague. It popped into my head that why can't we do something to help offset that cost for our members and our community? So that day we came up with the Get It Fixed loan. Everyone was on board with it. It was done that day. Being part of this community and involved and invested as we are, when we see a need like that, we take the action. I'm Deborah Jackson, and STCU is here for good.
Clark College in Vancouver, Washington is enrolling for winter quarter. Whether you want to advance your career, complete a degree, or earn your high school diploma, Clark College can help you reach your goals. Visit clark.edu to learn more. And on the drive, it's Dotson who gets fouled. She missed a pair just a moment ago. Melinda Akoto is called for the foul. And Dotson will have 2 more. It's 36-18 Bellevue. And she missed another one. Did Dotson. And another timeout is called. So the coach, Chad Metters, is not happy with his club. And looking at...
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus. determination, confidence,
I trust my gut.
no limits,
preparation,
Dedication.
leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Second free throw coming up for Dotson. 36-18 is our score, and she missed them both. 0 for 4. Down goes Cole while getting a rebound. And now the Bulldogs will run a set with Akoto out to Cole. She's been deadly from over there. This one's a little bit short, and it'll run out of bounds. And it belongs to Lower Columbia. 1:39 to go before half. And an 18-point lead. Madison Cruz gets free and rolls it home. Madison Cruz has 9 to lead the Red Devils, and it's 36-20. Hopkins at the other end wanted a foul but got the field goal. And it's back to an 18-point lead. Final minute. We will have our guests from Big Bend and Everett Community College, participants in the next game, so keep it here. As getting hit that time was Lorton, and she'll shoot a pair. She's 1 for 2. And it's on Brenda Akoto. It's her first. And 5 different Bulldogs have a foul, but nobody has more than one. And Lorton 1 for 2 from the line today, and that's off the iron, short. They are 2 for 9. Unofficially. And they get that one. So 38-21, final 45 seconds. Hopkins. It's a screen from Brenda Akoto, who then kicks it to Dixon. And Cole from out front. Too long, but they get their own rebound, and they'll run the clock out now, and they'll have the last shot if they want it with 23 seconds. No, Hopkins decides to fire a 3. It's no good, and Lower Columbia will have an opportunity. 38-21, 15 seconds left. Underneath, Doherty is open, makes a move, lays it up, missed it, and the ball is out of bounds to Lower Columbia with 8 seconds remaining. Again, a 17-point edge. Driving is Lorton. Spin up the glass. No good. Too hard. It's loose. It's still loose. Akoto has it, and that will be that. It is halftime. It is 38-21 at half in favor of Bellevue over Lower Columbia. We're back with our halftime interviews after we take this timeout.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them, and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
watch us down there.
Well, welcome back. Halftime here at Everett Community College. It's Bellevue 38, Lower Columbia 21, joined by Callie Groning and Sunny Martinez from Big Bend Community College. The Vikings may be the surprise of the whole show, although probably not surprising to you. You expected to be right where you are. We talked yesterday with you, Sunny, about that amazing win over Yakima to get you here, and then another big win. We'll start with you. Talk about the win yesterday over Grace Harbor.
I mean, we're the underdogs coming in, and so we knew the pressure was going to be on them. We're the 4 seed, so I think it helped us to relax a little bit, and it was so fun to win that game.
What was it like, Callie, when we talked a lot yesterday with Sunny about having success for your coach, Preston Wilkes, who has coached a long time and hasn't been here, and I know you're wanting to do well for yourself and for your school and community, but also for Coach Wilkes?
I mean, the success for Coach Wilkes, it makes it that much more special because Coach Wilkes puts in so much time and so much effort into what he does, and to see it pay off, it's rewarding to me, but it's also even more rewarding because you can see how proud and how happy it makes him.
Well, and you're not done. You're going to play basically the host team. You're in their gym. It's a tournament, but you're in their gym. Sunny, talk about the challenges that Everett poses.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great team. We played them in December, and I mean, they know us, we know them a little bit, and they have a home crowd here. So it's going to be a tough game. It's a tough matchup for us, but like we said, we're the underdog, and we got nothing to lose here. So we're going to give it our best shot, and hopefully that's enough tonight.
Callie, final word for you. Just the atmosphere of being here. It's got to be a thrill for anybody to participate in a tournament like this.
Oh yes, it's so exciting, and it's a fun atmosphere to play, and it makes the game that much more fun.
All right, Sunny Martinez, Callie Groning from Big Bend Community College. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and best wishes tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, back with more of the
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn & Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
Back at halftime, and Bellevue leads Lower Columbia 38-21. Aloha Salem, Sydney Taggart from the host team, Everett Community College. We were just talking during the break. What a great facility to come here and play basketball every single day.
Yep, it's nice. It's easier for us because we don't have to travel, get out of our comfort zone.
Well, what a great win, Sydney, yesterday. You put up 102 points in that victory, and you have to be really happy with how you started in the first day.
Yeah, no, it was really exciting. Definitely a lot of nerves going into the first game of the tournament because there was a lot of upsets before us. But we pulled it out and we stuck to our game.
What else was the key to beating Clackamas, did you think, yesterday, Aloha?
Defense. Our coaches keep, reminding us about it. Defense won championships, Like, lately we've been, pretty off, losing to Edmonds and all that. So we all just had the same energy and we came out to win.
Obviously you did. You held them to 77, but aside from that, you put up 102. Another challenge today. Big Bend, they're kind of the surprise of the tournament. They come from the East, 4th seed, and they have some people who can score some baskets as well. Sydney, what will you think will be the key today?
I think definitely for us as a team, just against anybody's keeping up with our defense, because scoring the points is not our problem, obviously, but keeping the other team down in points is what we'll need to do.
And Aloha, you're a guard, obviously, and they have some pretty good guards, some fast guards who can also shoot it. So I'm assuming that you'll kind of have a challenge.
Yeah, well, you just got to stay out on them all the way. Just hands to the face.
All right, well, Sydney Taggart, Aloha Salem, thanks for joining us. We wish you the best of luck in your game this evening against Big Bend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're back with more of the halftime show right after this timeout.
Historic, unique, exciting. As challenges continue to test the mettle of Americans, your community has to depend on willing citizens just like you to answer the call and respond to local disasters and other times of crisis. You may be surprised to find out who we are and what we do. In fact, it could actually be your story too. The Air National Guard.
From the arrival of the first colonies in the New World until today, communities across America have depended on their own local patriotic citizens to be available for extraordinary challenges as a part-time militia guard. For over 300 years, they have been in every war and rushed to the scene of every natural disaster. At the turn of the 20th century, when airplanes were used for various military needs, the State National Guard units flew for domestic use as well as preparing for wartime needs.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
It soon became clear that the professional use of aircraft was very important to the United States. After World War II, Congress created the United States Air Force and transformed the aviation units at local guard units into the Air National Guard. Now, in more than 130 communities across the United States, the Air National Guard covers a wide variety of jobs, nearly 200 part-time and full-time career opportunities. Each location can host any number of unique missions, and each one of these missions includes many exciting jobs waiting for you to master.
As our name suggests, air means you could be involved with aviation efforts, including space and cyberspace, volunteering for both state and federal needs. An excellent example is the Combat Air Patrol mission. The units assigned to this vital mission have fighters that are on alert, ready to scramble at a moment's notice, protecting local communities from aircraft entering unauthorized airspace. But not just pilots are involved. Munition specialists, aircraft mechanics, and airfield operations specialists are needed to keep these missions flying.
Nowadays, everything is very high quality electronics and very digitized. So what I do is I maintain and make sure these F-16s have the correct components, have the highest upgraded digital systems installed.
In recent years, through remote technologies, serving overseas may actually take place at your local Air Guard unit. You could be protecting ground troops overseas or carrying out other missions through remote piloted aircraft and space satellite operations. As a part of the elite battlefield airmen units, you could be selected and trained to operate alongside all other special operations forces. With your rigorous training and exceptional talents, you could be expected to go beyond the front lines, identifying enemy targets, protecting troop movements against ambushes, and rescuing military and civilian personnel trapped behind enemy lines. The Air Guard also has several units where medics are trained and involved in aeromedical evacuation, a specialized flying triage mission, stabilizing and protecting military members and civilians injured during any number of conflicts or natural disasters. And since all of these operations occur in the air, a variety of weather specialists, from traditional weather forecasting all the way to battlefield weather specialists, are needed to ensure operations are conducted safely and successfully.
We are the Air National Guard, and national means that you will be serving our local communities and states by responding to the needs of your state's governor as well as national interests. We have the unique honor of being on the front lines of protecting and responding to the American homeland and its needs. You will be challenged and tested using the skills you learned in the Air National Guard to respond to emergencies from local flooding relief to attacks here in the United States. As a battlefield airman at home, direct rescue operations to fellow Americans in distress is a duty that you are proud to carry out, as they rely on your quick thinking and extensive training to return them to their loved ones safely. Or you could be on the front line, using your extensive medical training to triage your neighbors and help transport them across the country to hospitals in our Homeland Response Force.
I fly on a H-860 Pavewalk helicopter as an engineer. I could end the answer there and it would be pretty cool. Flying is awesome. On top of it, our mission is rescue, which is, in my humble opinion, there is no better mission than putting your life on the line for somebody else.
Our Red Horse and engineering units can use your dedication to do everything from clearing the way for emergency routes, rescuing people in buildings, and rebuilding runways to keep the rescue efforts moving. You could also be a vital link to essential services as you assist in the logistics, coordination, and direct distribution of food, shelter, and basic necessities to emergency workers and victims as a part of our services teams.
And Guard means you will be a member of an elite and historic family, dedicated to not only living and working in your local community, but also defending and protecting it. For only 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year, you will be trained on the latest techniques and technologies to ensure you're ready to respond when needed. Imagine being part of one of our rescue units, rushing to the scene in treacherous conditions, ready to save lives both in the United States and abroad. Or using your highly skilled technical training in one of our network warfare squadrons, providing and protecting our nation's communications infrastructure and learning the skills so highly regarded by companies worldwide. And in some locations, you could actually be on the front line of the secretive world of cyber warfare, employing training and expertise that successfully thwarts cyber attacks from all over the globe, all from right where you live.
Being a part of your local Air National Guard team not only puts you in the middle of the action when your community and nation needs you most, but it also provides benefits to your life and your personal career.
One of my favorite things about being a traditional guardsman is the fact that as a pararescueman, I have so many attributes that make me marketable in the outside world. For example, I'm a paramedic, I'm also a skydiver, I'm a scuba diver, I know weapons, we do rock climbing and mountaineering. And one of the cool things about being a traditional is that there's so many of these non-educational benefits that really make the Guard the very special place that it is.
Fans, be sure to check out the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also visit nwacsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more. Mike Tatko back with you from the Walt Price Fitness Center on the campus of Everett Community College in Everett, Washington. NWAC Women's Basketball Championship 2018. We are in quarterfinal number 2, and we are at halftime. And it is Bellevue leading Lower Columbia 38-21. And let's take a look at the scoring in the game. Sierra Cole has 9 for the Bulldogs, 10 in the game for Casson Hopkins, 5 for Molly Dixon, and 14 for Brenda Akoto for the total of 38. 17 in the first and 21 in the second. They did not shoot a free throw in the second quarter, and so the Bulldogs are 4 of 6 from the free throw line. For Lower Columbia, Kenya Lorton has 2, 9 for Madison Cruz, 8 for Sharita Doherty, and 2 for Nishani Wheeler for the total of 21, 9 in the first period and 12 in the second. But a struggle for Lower Columbia from the free throw line, just 3 of 10. So we are 20 minutes away from having another semifinalist, and it'll either be Bellevue or Lower Columbia. And the Bulldogs have it from left to right in their white uniforms with the blue numbers front and back trimmed in red, and that's Molly Dixon driving and scoring. And Dixon now has 7, and it's a 19-point edge, 40-21. Lower Columbia in the red with the white numbers front and back from Longview, Washington. And it's Doherty into the corner, and the three on the way, missed by Niles, but a rebound by Dotson, and she lost it out of bounds. And I tell you, those shots that are not going in today were going in yesterday against North Idaho. They're just not hitting. And they trail 40-21. As we get you a field goal percentage for Lower Columbia, 8 of 30, just 26.7%, and 2 of 13 from the three-point line. Meanwhile, Bellevue is 15 of 36 for 41% from the floor, 6 of 12 from the free. They've made 6 three-point baskets. And the foul at the other end was on Cruz, her second. And Melinda Okoto got free there. And knocks that one in. And it's 42-21. They've doubled them yet again. First two of the game for Melinda. And Dixon thinks about the three, but doesn't. And they reset now with the new shot clock after the miss. It's Brenda Okoto driving and putting it off the glass a little bit too hard. And the shot up that time, once again, by Niles. It wouldn't go, and Niles commits a frustration foul. That's her third of the game. Again, 6 three-point baskets for Bellevue. 3 for Cole, 2 for Hopkins, and 1 for Molly Dixon. Bellevue threatening to run away with this one. Melinda Okoto inside, and again, Niles helpless there because she has the 3 fouls, and now it's 44-21 Bellevue. And a basket and a foul. Again, Bellevue defeated Lower Columbia 69-61 way back in November. Scoring was Madison Cruz. She has 11. And Nishani Wheeler will come in, and sitting down will be Niles with those 3 fouls. Everett and Big Bend will come your way next. Cruz's free throw is no good. Again, the struggles continue for Coach Chad Metters and Lower Columbia. They are now 3 of 11 from the free throw line. Hopkins drives past Doherty and kicks it into the deep corner. And Cole going to jump and up from 14 feet. It's no good. Wheeler will let it go out of bounds, and it'll be Lower Columbia basketball. Shanae Dotson, Tawana Abbott, who was injured late in the season, Cruz, Niles, Madison Lord, another player that went out with an injury, and Sharita Doherty, all sophomores for Lower Columbia. And Chad Metters managed to get 23 wins out of his club, even with having to put together makeshift lineups at times because of the ailments and the injuries that occurred throughout the season. Okoto, a spin, and off the glass and good. That's Melinda Okoto, who has come out here in the third period and has scored 6 points, while Brenda has been held scoreless, although Brenda had 14 in the first period. Cruz driving past Hopkins, then backs out. And Doherty going to kick to Dotson, and that wouldn't go. And it's a rebound by Dotson, and that wouldn't go. And Wheeler comes away with it and kicks it out to Doherty. And they'll reset with 6.5 to go in the third. Madison Cruz, a 12-footer, no good. And Brenda Okoto is there to run it down. Hopkins' shot is no good, and they're going to call a blocking foul on, I think, Doherty. That's her first. and the third team foul. And Wheeler will sit down, and they'll put Niles back in with those 3 fouls. I think at this point, Chad Metters is thinking we need to go with who got us here. And Melinda Akoto, another basket underneath. And it's now 48 to 23, 25-point lead. And there's a basket inside by Niles, who has been so close so many times tonight. She finally gets one to go. And it is 48-25. Dixon to Hopkins, and they kick it inside, and it's batted away, and there comes Niles from right to left. Cruz couldn't get that one to drop, and she ends up with it again and kicks it off to Doherty, who gets it to go. .21 edge for the Bulldogs. Post to post, Melinda to Brenda. 50 to 27. And they're going to get Dixon on a foul on the way to the basket. So her second, and the first team. Umpqua has already won today, and we have a couple more quarterfinals coming up. We'll tell you about them when we come back right after this timeout. Jet City Roller Derby brings the sport of roller derby to Snohomish County. Tickets for Jet City's 11th season are now available with doubleheader bouts at Edmonds Community College. Features a friendly family environment and a beer garden. Find a skater handing out flyers to receive a discount off entry to the next bout. That's Jet City Roller Girls. We told you Umpqua was victorious, 93-66 over Columbia Basin earlier today. You move to the right side of the bracket. It's Everett and Big Bend, scheduled for 6 o'clock tonight. And then the final quarterfinal tonight at 8 will be Walla Walla and Lane. And so Umpqua awaiting the winners of the other 3 quarterfinals. Dave Strickland in the building. And they'll be back next Saturday for a 6 o'clock game against either Lower Columbia or Bellevue. Right now, Bellevue with a 50-27 lead midway through the third quarter. And Lower Columbia with the possession. Law pass inside. They're going to get Hopkins for a foul. And Casson Hopkins, her second. And it'll be a 3-shot foul for Madison Cruz. And the first one is good. Cruz 1 for 2 from the free throw line. But again, as we've mentioned throughout, they have struggled in this one from the free throw line. They are now 5 of 13. And she hit them all, so 6 of 14 for the Red Devils from Longview, and it's 50-30. Hopkins on the left side, and That's Cole driving in and kicking. It's tipped away from Casson Hopkins, but she runs it down. And there's Brenda Akoto, a step-through move, and it's knocked out of bounds. They say it was deflected, and so Bellevue gets the basketball back with 1 second left on the shot clock. And Coach Chad Metters is going to bring in a taller player. Dodson is back. Sitting down will be Lorton, and that's strictly to prevent a lob on the inside. They get it into Akoto anyway, and she fires a 16-footer, and it is short. It was deflected. No shot clock violation as Lower Columbia comes up with the basketball. Madison Cruz in the key, leaves it off for Dotson, who gets it to go. Actually, it was Niles who got the basket to make it 50-32. And Melinda Akoto is fouled.
Second personal 14 foul. 2 shots for Melinda Akoto.
Niles' basket was her second of the game. She has 4. And Dotson's still looking for her first 2. Melinda Akoto's free throw is not good, and the second one is good. 9 for Melinda, all here in the third period. Dotson with it, driving to the basket, and she got fouled. Hopkins has committed her third, and that is the 4th foul of the quarter on Bellevue. Still 3:38 remaining. And the free throw falls for Dotson after missing 4. She finally gets one to drop. 51-33 is the count. And she got them both. 51-34, and Nina Bailey gets a break. $17-point edge. And a ball that is batted away from Akoto. Doherty driving, leaves it off. The layup is no good, but Dotson is fouled again. So 2 more trips to the line, and Bellevue is over the limit here in the third. Sydney Schultz with her first. 3 and change remain, and the free throw was good by Dotson. She's made 3 in a row. 16-point game. Offensive rebound by Lorton after the miss. And Cruz with the runner off the glass, but a little bit hard, and Melinda Akoto brings it down. Spin move by Dixon, and Cole, top of the circle, leaves it short, and it'll go back to the Red Devils. Jory Lambert returns for Bellevue. Mel Stubblefield's team trying to go 22-8. And Chad Metters would like nothing better than to get win number 24, but his team has a bit of a hill to climb. Final 2:52 of this period, and then the final 10 minutes to try to make up those 16 points. Dotson driving and missed the lay-in. A little bit too far under. And at the other end, Dixon got fouled. So Molly Dixon will shoot free throws. Madison Cruz has picked up her third. And both teams now over the limit as Dixon knocks it down. 52-35. And 53-35. Men's action starts tomorrow bright and early. You can catch them all right here. Clackamas and Peninsula in the opener. Yakima Valley and South Puget Sound. And then Edmonds and Lynn Benton. Centralia and Walla Walla. Then in the afternoon evening bracket, Tacoma, Spokane, Bellevue, Portland, Chemeketa, Everett, and North Idaho and Lower Columbia. Doherty with a reverse lay-in. And it's 53-37. And another steal. Cruz comes away with it. Ahead to Doherty. Driving on Dixon, knocked her down. Offensive foul on Doherty. That's her second. .147 remains. In the third period, 16-point edge. It was 17 at half. Dixon, a step through and a pass to Brenda Akoto. Her first two, actually her points 3 and 4 of this quarter. And it's back up to an 18-point lead. So as hard as Lower Columbia has played, they have actually lost a point in this quarter. And Dotson gets it to go. Her first field goal to go with 3 free throws, and she has 5. And it's 55-39. Dixon goes past Doherty and jumps it up from 10. It's no good, and Cruz with the rebound. And Dotson goes past Brenda Akoto and is blocked from behind. Dotson hits the deck. She's been on the deck a lot today, but always gets up and always hustles back to the other end. Lorton to Cole. Lob to Brenda Akoto. Good. 20 points in the game for Akoto, and it's 57-39. Final 25-second shot clock is off. Doherty starts in, now backs out. We're down to 10. Way out at half court with Dixon on her. And see what she tries to create here in the final seconds. She pulls up and got it. End of 3 in Everett. It's Bellevue 59, Lower Columbia 42.
Education Outreach Officer at STCU. I have been labeled as frugal. I'm more motivated by saving money than I am about spending money. I essentially have had the same vehicle for nearly half of my life. It's absolutely practice what you preach. One of my passions is mountain biking, and one of the ways that I can afford to have a quality mountain bike is by cutting expenses in other areas of my life. STCU has given me an opportunity to share things that I've learned with the community. I'm Keith Appleton, and STCU is here for good.
The Washington National Guard. We are neighbors helping neighbors through a tradition of service with more than 6,000 citizen soldiers, which comprise our ranks throughout Washington state. Guardsmen faithfully safeguard lives and property at home and abroad. National Guard soldiers and readiness centers are an integral part of Washington state's communities and will continue to be for generations to come. To learn more about the Washington National Guard, visit nationalguard.com or call 1-800-GO GUARD. Fourth and final quarter here. And it's a 15-point edge for Bellevue. That three-pointer by Doherty allowed Lower Columbia to outscore the Bulldogs by 2 in the quarter. And Dotson starts off with the basket and a Bellevue foul. It's the second on Cole, the first team foul, and Dotson now with 7 points in the game. And the free throw bounces in. Just like that, it's a 12-point game. Don't go anywhere. Bulldogs on offense and a timeout by Mel Stubblefield. 9:34 remains in this one. And we'll tell you that the Bellevue Bulldogs, remember, led by 23. Actually, by 25 at 48-23 at one point. So a 25-point lead has dwindled to 12. EVCC trivia time. Why do some of the region's best athletes choose Everett Community College every year? The answer, look around you. They get used to this gym. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu. What a beautiful facility here it is, the Walt Price Fitness Center, the running track high above the court. That's where we're located. Great meeting rooms, a great workout facility just off to my left, a conference room, great concessions, locker rooms here, and it's a nice campus right here in the heart of Everett, and a beautiful location for the NWAC tournament. And it's a beautiful location for Umpqua, which is in the semifinals, and Bellevue is trying to join them, but Lower Columbia is saying not so fast. They have something to say about this, or hope to, as they are down 12 in the final 9.5 minutes. Dixon driving, and it's knocked out of her hands, out of bounds. Coach Stubblefield called timeout. He didn't like the set they used before, so he called the timeout. And now he didn't like the fact that he felt Dixon was contacted but not fouled. And so they bring it in with 4 on the shot clock, and the shot is blocked. The attempt there by Lambert. And it goes back to Lower Columbia. Dotson driving, and an offensive foul on Dotson, and that's going to be her second. And the first team foul, so 1 team foul apiece. Neither coach particularly happy with the officials here in the fourth quarter. So driving is Dixon. They lost it again. Cruz leaves it off for Dotson, draws the contact, and that'll be a foul on Dixon, and Dotson will go back to the free throw line, and that's 3 on Molly Dixon. Dotson has lived at the free throw line today. This will be her 10th and 11th attempts. She's made 4. So a chance to get above 50% on the day if she can hit both of these. And the first one's on the way and no good. Struggle for Dotson, who missed her first 4, made 3 in a row, missed 1, made 1, and now has missed 1. She has 8 points. Trying to bring the Red Devils within 11, and that one fell off to the right, and so back it goes to the Bulldogs. A lot of time left in this one, and a 12-point edge. Dixon driving and kicking, but it's intercepted, and now a foul on Dixon, I think, who ran into Doherty. And that is going to be Dixon's 4th. And the 3rd team foul. So Dixon dished it off, but still ran over the Lower Columbia player who was planted. And now back the other way come the Red Devils. Down 12 with 8.5 to go in the basketball game. Doherty, a step back 3, no good. And the rebound to Melinda Akoto. Boy, that would have got him within 9. She hit 1 at the buzzer at the end of the third quarter. But that one didn't go. Cole, her three is long, and here comes Lower Columbia, 5-on-3 break. Doherty to Niles. It's good. And it's 57-47. A 25-point lead has been chipped to 10. Cole, another three. No good. And she gets her own rebound, and the runner off the glass is good for Sierra Cole. That's her first two-pointer of the game. She has three three-pointers. And it's a 12-point game. There's Dotson kicking it into the corner. And the shot is no good, but Doherty got the rebound. She missed. Got her own rebound, muscling it back up, missed again. And Metters, Coach Metters and the entire Red Devil bench wanted a foul there and didn't get it. Dixon with those 4 fouls as we hit the 7-minute mark. Brenda Cotto is in the tent and trying to get back into the basketball game. I think she got blood, and I think she had to change shorts. That's what it was. There was blood, and so she changed shorts. And now she's back into the game, and sitting down will be Jory Lambert. So Cotto went, and I think they tried to scrub the blood out of her white shorts, and it wouldn't work, and so she changed. So she's now back in the game, and Dixon rolls one home. 11 for Dixon. And it's 60-47. Back the other way. We go at 61-47. Check that. They only put up one on that basket by Dixon. And the three-pointer up by Lorton is not good. And another loose ball. But the Bulldogs get it back. Here's Cole. And there's a whistle. And they're going to bring the officials together. I'm not sure if there was a shot clock needs to be reset. Or what the situation is, but the official is over there. And they reset the shot clock to 10. So 10 it is. And it's Dixon leaving it off and a kick, and now they're going to get it back to 15 because of the kick. 5:35 remaining, 61-47. The shot underneath, no good. Brenda Cotto gets it back. She can't get it to go. And what do we have? A foul in the backcourt on maybe Melinda Cotto. It is her second rather. And that's the 5th foul on Bellevue. So we walk to the other end for free throws, and it'll be Sharita Doherty. And the first one is good. Doherty has 16. And she rolls them both home. 61-49. Hopkins. And driving all the way in is Dixon, and she got the basket. Another basket for Dixon. It's a 14-point game midway through the fourth period. And the ball out of bounds on the boundary, and it goes back to Lower Columbia. And there is a timeout on the court with 4:51 remaining. Our score, Bellevue 63, Lower Columbia 49.
Y'all ready to play?
Jet City Roller Derby brings the sport of roller derby to Snohomish County. Tickets for Jet City's 11th season are now available with doubleheader bouts at Edmonds Community College. Features a family-friendly environment and a beer garden. Find a skater handing out flyers to receive a discount entry to the next Jet City Roller Girls event. 14-point Bellevue lead as we await the second semifinalist here, who will join Bellevue, who will join Umpqua. Bellevue trying to join Umpqua. Umpqua to beat Columbia Basin 93-66, and driving and scoring is Dotson. And it's 63-51. Melinda Akoto to Dixon. Back to Melinda. Gonna drive, and she is charged with an offensive foul. An elbow, says the official, right in front of Mel Stubblefield. And that is the third on Melinda Akoto. So the Lower Columbia Red Devils can get within 10 or 9 on a three-pointer. Free throw line jumper rolls home by Cruz. And it's 63-53 as we approach the 4-minute mark. As close as they've been, it was a 25-point game at one point, 48-23. And Bellevue was running away with it. Lower Columbia trying to come all the way back. Dixon lays it up underneath, and she gets fouled by Dotson. That's the third foul on Dotson. And the third team foul. And Dixon is 2 for 2 today. She has 13 points. And she has 14. 64-53. Again, Bellevue a 61-57 winner yesterday. And Lower Columbia an 84-63 winner yesterday. She hits them both 65-53, 3:45 to go. Doherty giving it off, and Cruz jumps it up and scores. And it's 65-55. Lower Columbia can commit a couple more fouls. The post-to-post play. Melinda to Brenda Akoto. First field goal for Brenda this quarter. It's a big one. It gives her 22 points, and it gives her team a 12-point lead. And Dotson with the offensive rebound. And a timeout on the court from Lower Columbia with 3:13 remaining. It's a 10-point game. from Everett.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to
67-57 our score. Bellevue leading Lower Columbia, 3:13 remaining. Bellevue with the basketball as full court pressure applied now. Dixon trapped in the deep corner, leaves it off for Hopkins. Casson going to run up the left side, still trying to get it across, and it's taken away. And the jumper is short, and the Bulldogs try to save it in, and they can't, and it's Lower Columbia's basketball. Less than 3 minutes remaining, 2:58. Stay tuned, our next broadcast at 6 as Dixon knocks it into the press table down below us. The game is scheduled for 6 between Everett and Big Bend. Not going to happen because we're already within that 15-minute warm-up window, but it'll come your way, so don't fret. We'll have it for you on this network. Doherty to Cruz, goes past Cole, leaves it off, and it's intercepted by Melinda Akoto. Good defensive play, a good stop by the Bulldogs. And Dixon trapped in the backcourt, gets it to Melinda Akoto. Cole going to fire a three, and it's no good, and it's tipped out, but Casson Hopkins had it, lost it, Dixon got it, and she's out of bounds. And it'll be Lower Columbia basketball. 2:27 remaining. Mel Stubblefield beside himself over there, didn't like the explanation or non-explanation for what was called right in front of him. But back to the ball game. Doherty driving on Dixon, lays it up, got fouled. And Doherty is slow to get up. And they start to help her up, and then they back off. And we'll have to wait and see about Sharita Doherty. The trainer runs out. She collided with the official as he was making the call. And I'm not sure if maybe his foot hit her head or what happened. See if we can get a look at it here. She drove in, she got fouled, and as he came toward the half-court center to make the call, I think his foot came in contact with Doherty, and they are looking at her. She is the free throw shooter. She is up with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. They're still looking at her. They're going to have to take her out of the game because they attended to her. And so Chad Metters will have somebody else to shoot the free throws. And we check the foul. It's on Brenda Akoto, her second. So Coach Metters is going to put in, it appears, Nishani Wheeler to shoot free throws. And so it will be Wheeler who will do that in place of Doherty. And Wheeler hits the first one for the Red Devils. Wheeler, a 76% free throw shooter, 76.1. Doherty, 76.5, so very similar. And she hits them both, and it's an 8-point game as we approach the 2-minute mark. Dixon to Hopkins. So they run some clock. 15 on the shot clock now. Now 10. Dixon gets a screen, drives, kicks it off to Melinda Akoto. They kick it to Casson Hopkins. She drives, spins, fires a three. Got it at the nearly the end of the shot clock buzzer. What a big basket by Hopkins, and it's 70-59 with 1:40 to go. Dotson driving, got fouled by Cole, her third. And Dotson will have 2 more free throws with 1:30 left as Everett and Big Bend await the homestanding Trojans with a good home crowd behind them, and Big Bend with some supporters as well. And Doherty comes back in, so she apparently is okay as Dotson misfired on the free throw. And here's free throw number 2, and that's off the iron, no good, in the rebound by Melinda Akoto to Hopkins, and they can run some clock now if they choose, as they are up 11, although Doherty knocks the ball away. So it's another turnover as she gets it away from Cole, and Doherty lays it up at the other end, missed it. Got her own rebound, is trying to kick it out. Instead, she puts it up. That's no good. And Brenda Akoto with the basketball. We're to the 1-minute mark as Cruz chases Hopkins. And an 11-point lead for Bellevue. And Cole has it knocked away out of bounds by Cruz with 54 seconds left. And it appears that Bellevue is going to advance into the semifinals against Umpqua. Cole looking for someone to throw it into, and she gets it to Melinda Akoto. They play catch, and now Brenda comes way out near the half-court line to receive it. Hopkins decides to fire a three, much to the chagrin of Mel Stubblefield, and at the other end, the Red Devils get a three attempt, but it rolls off, and a foul going to be called, I think, on either Doherty or Niles. It's on Doherty, her third, and make it that her fourth, and only the fourth team foul. So with 33 seconds left, Chad Metters trying to get some other people in, and I don't know if he's going to be able to, as the clock is going to run down. Cole will back it out, and so will Hopkins, in the final 20 seconds of this thing will run off. As still playing tough defense is Lower Columbia. They're going to end 23-9 in an injury-riddled year. But quite the year for Lower Columbia, down to 3.8 seconds, a shot clock violation, and they will get a couple other people in. Jaden Howard, also Nina Bailey, and Shawnee Wheeler. And a round of applause for the the Red Devils, who leave as the clock will run out here, as it'll be a shot at the horn. It's good. A three-pointer banked in by Kenya Lorton. That's how the season ends. And our final score is Bellevue 70 and Lower Columbia 62. So Bellevue advances into a semifinal matchup with Umpqua next Saturday night at 6 o'clock. They are now 22-8. Lower Columbia ends its season under Coach Chad Metters with a year of 23-9. Our next broadcast comes your way in a few minutes. It is Everett against Big Bend. Following that will be Walla Walla and Lane. Our final score again today is Bellevue 70, Lower Columbia 62. For all of us here, this is Mike Tatko. Have a very pleasant good evening.